Mornings up early, caffeine's a call. Ralph with tech news ready for all. Coding workouts getting us toned. By sunrise we'll be in the zone. Grab your Java, sip the brew. Headlines, tech tips just for you. Editing lines, making it tight. With every keystroke we see the light. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Push those reps in lines of code. Script the future fast and bold. From headlines deep to bites so bright, we're your guide to morning mics. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coding flows, camaraderie grows. News unfolds and insight flows. Minute by minute, heartbeats pace. Come join us at the daily race. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing well. It is a new week, a new day, a new Monday. We have 2 weeks left in the year of 2024. Did this year go by fast or what? Did this year go by fast or what? I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are Engineer Twin. This is the Coffee and Kata Morning Show, where we are going to review some news stories. We have our numbers to review for this week that we're going to be going in depth on Saturday morning on the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show, co-hosted by Mitch and your car from the chat. And we have some additional stories to look into, and then we're going to continue working on our mobile development. Hopefully we can get this done by the end of the year, pushed up to the App Store so we can move on with our lives into something new, something great, something exciting. All right. Quick announcements. We have Candid Conversations coming out at noon Eastern time today. Going to be talking about why I don't live in reality. I guess my reality is different than your reality. And then tomorrow we're going to go live with Q&A tomorrow night. So if you have a question, you can drop it in the chat. You can call in. You can leave me a comment. Wherever you can reach me, you leave it there, and we will address it on the show tomorrow night. All of that good stuff, all right? But with that being said, with this being a shorter show, let's jump into our news for today, all right? Let's get to it. All right, so first up, like we always like to do, Monday mornings, we have the numbers to review. So what do we got going on over here? So it says the numbers to watch this week by Kate Chapman, updated 23 minutes ago. The Federal Reserve, let me expand this real quick. All right, so the Federal Reserve takes center stage this week with policymakers forecast to deliver their third consecutive cut to interest rates on Wednesday. According to a Bloomberg survey, the central bank will lower its benchmark target by a quarter point to between 4.25 and 4.5, but because progress has stalled on curbing inflation, the Fed is also expected to deliver just 3 cuts next year. The bank will also deliver its own projections for growth, inflation, and interest rates at the meeting. Its last in 2024. So on Saturday, when we were reviewing the Fed chair's comments, it sounded like he was leaning towards not doing an interest rate cut, but there was still a 75% chance of it happening. It seems like Bloomberg is anticipating a rate cut to actually happen for the 25 basis points. So we shall find out during the week. All right, so what do we have coming up this week? We have on Tuesday, tomorrow, December 17th, the U.S. Commerce Department will release its retail sales report for November, which tracks demand for finished goods such as food, clothing, and furniture, and in stores and online. So that's pretty much saying for the final product, what you pick up at Walmart, what you pick up on Amazon, at Whole Foods, at Home Depot, the finished goods, they're tracking to see the sales report to see how that's doing. So we'll be reading that definitely this coming Saturday morning. Wednesday, December 18th, the U.S. Census Bureau will release housing indicators, including the preliminary number of building permits issued in November and the number of residential projects that started construction last month. So this is pretty much saying new houses that were built, new building permits that were issued for new houses to be built. We're going to be reviewing that as well on Saturday morning using our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. We have the Federal Reserve. Let's move on. We have the Federal Reserve Open Market Committee will meet to set interest rates. So that's when we're going to find out if they're going to be lowering the interest rates. We have the U.S. Department of Labor releasing the initial jobless claims. Basically, it says how many people are asking for help for the first time. They might have just got laid off. We have the Bureau of Economic Analysis will release a gross domestic product estimate for the third quarter. So I'm guessing this is the final gross domestic product estimate, GDP, like how much the economy is moving. And that we have a lot this week. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 data points this week. Oh my God, we're gonna have I have to extend the Saturday show this week, and we might have to go like 2.5 hours on Saturday. But we are in it to win it. We have on Friday, December 20th, the U.S. Commerce Department will release November's Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index, the Fed's preferred inflation measure. The report measures changes in the price of goods and services, excluding food and energy. So I just released one this morning for October's, based on using the hairstyles example. So it was a really good breakdown. So check that out. But we have the one for November coming out on Friday. And then lastly, we have the University of Michigan will release December's Consumer Sentiment Index, which measures how Americans feel about the current and future economic conditions. All right. So those are the numbers that we're going to be looking out for this coming Saturday morning. We're going to go break down all of this and get a better understanding. What do they mean? Why they're important? Get some examples, and then we actually look at the reports so that we can be very, very well rounded in our, as my guy, the Wealth Building Journey said, our techonomics show. Right. Let's jump over to the next data point for today. All right, so the next news is Apple moves towards foldable devices. All right, let me expand that. It says, has Apple found its next breakthrough device? Bloomberg and Wall Street Journal, both citing anonymous sources, report that Apple is developing a foldable gadget that would resemble 2 iPad Pros side by side. What? That sounds interesting. It reportedly also working on a foldable iPhone as well as a slimmer model with a simplified camera to keep costs down, per the journal. The design changes are aimed at revitalizing hardware sales as iPhone growth stagnates. While competitors such as Huawei already offer foldable phones, also Pixel just released, I think it's a Pixel 9 foldable device. Apple aspires to offer devices that are less clunky and don't have a visible seam, according to Bloomberg. So they're trying to get it like to be, when you fold it open, you don't even notice that it's folded or that it can be folded. So that's pretty interesting. But one thing about Apple is that they from what I see, right? They rarely come out with something that is groundbreaking and new. They normally see what someone else is doing, and then they add their twist, they add their edge. They make it like very fancy and high end, because their code is closed source. It's not an open source code like Android, where people can install it on just about any device that they want. So Apple is very attention to detail when it comes to that part of the game. So, but we'll see how that goes. But the foldable device, that's not something that's very new. But the way that Apple is going to create it, that is something to look for. Foldable iPhone. I am interested to see the foldable iPad though. So it's like two iPad Pros side by side. So is that going to be like a 24-inch iPad? That is a sight to see. All right.
Okay, let's move on.
Alrighty, let's move on to our next one for today. All right, so next up we got FinTech firms opt for AI over hiring. What? So the buy now, or let me expand. All right, the buy now, pay later company Klarna, your favorite companies to shop with, right, hasn't made a single hire in the past year. Its CEO tells Bloomberg, instead, investing in artificial intelligence. The number of employees has dropped 22% to 3,500, mainly due to attrition. Klarna's chief, Sebastian Samiatowski, said, and an OpenAI powered assistant is credited with doing the work of 700 customer agents. Wow. Wow. The Swedish fintech firm, which recently filed for US IPO, has gone so far as to have an AI-generated what in the world? Why are you bothering me on the middle of a live stream? Jesus Christ. All right. So Semiatowski delivered, I'll just call him Sebastian, all right? Delivered its most recent quarterly results. It promised that productivity gains will be reflected in employees' paychecks. Here's a question, because people always want higher pay, right? People always want higher pay. What they're trading for is using AI to get, I guess, better customer service, faster customer service. Maybe you don't have to be on hold for 5 hours. And then they say, you know what? But for the productivity that we get from AI, and for the people who empower the AI, for the tech people who make the AI be able to work and function, we're going to give you a big pay raise or a big bonus for your productivity using AI.
Let's move on.
Is that the right thing or the wrong thing to do? That is an interesting question. But we'll find out more about that later on. Let's move on to our next one for today. All right. Next up, we have worker salaries are a sore point. Don't tell that to Klarna. All right. So it says this expansion thing is annoying. I don't know why LinkedIn added that. All right. A clear majority, like, why would you add a see more if people are actually going to the article to read the article, but you have, sometimes I don't understand what these people are thinking when they do this, right? Anyways, I digress. A clear majority of US workers, nearly 7 in 10, feel as if their jobs are secure based on new Pew Research data, but a deeper dive shows that doesn't quite translate to true happiness at work. I personally think being happy at work is a bonus and not a requirement, because we go to work and make money and take care of our family and our lives, not to have a sense of joy and pride and all that type of stuff. But roughly half of nearly 5,300 workers said they were extremely or very satisfied with their jobs overall, and even smaller 30% said they were highly satisfied with their compensation. There are, who's ever satisfied with their compensation, right? People always want more. People always want more, even if they have not earned it. But all right, it says, there are other sore points, as CNBC notes. 40% of workers are unhappy with their employer's lack of remote flexibility. Shout out to my guy Magnetar, always talking about remote work for the government. And 38% feel stuck. They feel stuck. Feeling stuck is not a good thing. Saying they don't see pathways towards promotions. Well, you want to know a pathway towards promotion? It is go get a skill, learn more, improve, and then stop only saying, the only place for me is at this one company. expand your skills, look outside, and see if there's
Okay, let's move on.
see if there's anybody who is willing to take you on and give you go out there and prove yourself. Stop being locked into one company saying this is the end all be all. There's a big world out there, right? Your world goes way past the company that you work for. So if you don't see a path to promotion at your current company, go look for a path to promotion at another company, right? That is my message to you, all right? Let's move on to the next one. Lastly, for today, we have U.S. workers have a skills gap. I can have a lot of commentary on this, but we're going to read this first, all right? So it says Americans are falling. God, this thing is so annoying. Americans are falling behind workers in other industrialized countries in basic skills such as reading a thermometer, planning trips, and solving math problems. And this is the Wall Street Journal reporting this. A global test reveals a widening skills gap, particularly among the least educated workers, with 34% of U.S. test takers scoring below the level of primary school students in math.
Bruh. Congratulations, you played yourself.
That is absolutely embarrassing, all right? Problem solving and numeracy scores were also below the international average. While the US ranks in the middle for literacy, problem solving and math, it trails countries like Finland and Japan. These results suggest employers will face challenges finding workers with essential critical thinking skills. Jesus. Wow. That is bad. That is bad. So when these companies go outside to look for employees because they cannot find the necessary employees within the United States because you can't do basic math or reading and you don't have critical thinking skills, then you're going to get mad and stuff like that. So we really need to step up. We really need to step up our guys fighting for these teachers unions, but we cannot even do math, primary school math. Like, come on, give me. This story is absolutely embarrassing. This story is absolutely embarrassing. We need to do better. We need to do better. And we need to, the last story talking about people are unhappy about their compensation, but then we can't even do math. And you want to compensate? You want to make more money? Give me a break. Get out of here. Oh, what an article to start the morning off. Let's move on. Let's move on to something else. All right, so we're going to be transitioning over into working on the testing of the app. Remember, we have Candid Conversations at noon today. We're going to be talking about why I don't live in reality. And maybe the reality for the US at the moment is that we should not be able to do primary school math. We should not be able to read, but that is not my reality. I take pride in being able to think critically, to being able to not make emotional decisions or comments, and being able to understand what's going on, being able to, innovate and stuff like that. So I think that that is the goal that we need to go towards so that we can compete globally. Not just in our our classroom where I'm the best person in the class in a room full of people who can't do primary school math. That doesn't mean much to me. So we need to step up. We need to do better, right? But and then tomorrow we have our Q&A show at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So tune in and let's have some fun. All right. Okay, let's jump over to our to testing this app, right? So, where are we at now? So, last time we had the issues that we're having is when we run our tests, right? It is not passing over it's not updating the let me start the app so you can see what I mean. It's not updating the the cost of activity field. So let me show the app and then we'll see what's going on. But which we could like say, all right, we know that this is an issue in the test and figure that out and then fix some other stuff. But it's just so weird that, and the reason that it's happening is because of this increment decrement thing that we have set up, that we use to do this and that, but it's just not right. So when we go into the app and we go here, this updates, right? So this works in our testing, but when we do here, and you see this update over here, it doesn't do it. It does, like when we run our test, it doesn't register in the test that is being updated. So if I go to the test over here and I run it, this one test over here is saying that it's not registering that this activity time cost is being updated to 290. So it's expecting 296.89. It's not catching it. I can't really find out why that is. So if we go to the test, right? And if by today, like it's not doing it, then I'm just going to move on to fixing this one last issue that we have, and then we're gonna go to deploy because this is ridiculous that we're having this issue. All right, so because my goal by the end of the year to have this pushed up to the App Store, the new version, and then we're gonna move on to something else. All right, but I really do want these tests to work. But you know, new technology, we have to assess the cost of spending way too much time on this versus putting it in the App Store and then working on something else. So here is trying to do the validation, and it is. See, I can add. Generally, when you do a pump and settle, it would work, but it's like, nope, not happening. And that went really fast. Cost of activity. Let's see. Yeah, see, it has the pump and settle duration of 10. And it's like it's not getting the most updated version of it. But all right, let's do this. Let's go and I have an idea. Let's go and let's print out the value that is in the total hours field. All right, so let's go to do, let me see if we do total hour. So let's go input activity field. So let's take that. So what I'm trying to do is I am trying to say print, and I'm going to take this field right here, and I'm going to say as first widget. I want to see if it's actually, so let me go do a search real quick. Let's go to, what am I searching for? I am searching for Flutter get value of input field. Get value from input. It's from text field, maybe? Text input field. Retrieve value of a text field, and I want to do all right. All right, so we'll do the controller and text. All right, let's go to do. If I take this right here, probably starting from here, I take that, and I do that like that. So if I print that, let's see if it's so. What we're doing now is we're just working our way backwards to see if I like. So this is showing up 0, right? But let's work our way backward to see if it's even taking the input field that we're passing in. Because if it's not taking it in, so then we have an issue before we even get to that point. You know what I mean? So that's how my coding works. Is like, all right, we have an error here. Let's work backwards until we see where the actual issue is happening. So let me try to run this to see if it's able to get it. And all right, so it's able to get it. So it is saying that it has 14 on the controller text, right? Input. So let me see if we go here. Find by key. So that is good, I suppose. Now the question is, so print, evaluate first widget as controller text. So we're saying input here, and then the text. All right, so that's correct. So it is getting it. So it's just not passing it along. What about if we do this? What about if we do? No, it should get it because we're going into one of them, and then we're adding the 14, then we're adding the 45. But let me try this. So let's say we do wait tester dot tap, and then let me try using the same thing. Actually, let me try to tap. Let me try to tap cost of activity. Okay, so let me try to tap this one. Let's just try that. See what happens with that. So what I'm saying is try tapping the cost of activity to see if that's going to register. One widget found with key. See, it's the finder corresponds to render box. The status this warning, warn if missed. The widget may actually be off screen or another widget is obscuring it. Okay. So you're saying that it might not see the, okay, I see what you, all right. Let's see. That's possible that if that might make sense. Let's let me copy that and let's go to here, here. And if we say here, and we go to find by type scrollable. All right, let's try that. Maybe we need to scroll down to the cost of activity calculation. Nope. It's so we did scroll down to it now and it found it, but it's still not registering it. Doesn't make any sense. And it has something to do with the increment thing. Like by typing in the value, it's not translating over to it. Don't know why. But if we run the other test where we're actually using the increment and the decrement, then it is, all right, well, that one, we're just going to leave that alone for now. We might revisit it later on, but there's another one there's another issue that we found, right? So if we go and we enter in the total minutes spent, we do reset calculator and we confirm, and then we actually go in and we enter something over here. It looks like it's still registering the minutes. So like the minutes isn't being cleared, right? So if we go to here and we clear that, that's fine. But if we were to go to here and then we reset the calculator and we confirm that, it's not, when we enter something in over here, it's still taking the minutes, not the hours, but it's taking the minutes. Right? So we need to fix that issue. Let me see. Do we have a test to reset calculator? Reset calculator button clears all input fields and resets calculations. So what we're going to do for this test is we are going to add another step that after we click the reset button, because we can see that the reset is happening, but let's enter in we're going to enter in some time again, so that when we enter in this, when we enter in the income, that it stays at 0. All right. So after activity, all right. So after here, we need to make sure that this gets reset to 0. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy. So I'm going to leave that other test that we're trying to figure out alone. And we're going to try this one. Although this one doesn't include the minutes and the hours. So we're gonna have to copy that over as well. Let's see. Let's go over to, let me see. And we'll probably finish this up on Wednesday and then next week as well. Let's go to structure. And I want the test for validate ability to use the decrement button, increment button on minutes. So let's take the hours, the increment for hours and the increment for, so I'm going to copy I am going to copy. What am I copying? Total minutes spent on. Let's see, where are we? Okay, it was minimized. All right, cool. So we have that, and we're gonna copy. I'm going to copy all of this. I'm gonna copy all of that too. I'm gonna copy this. Copy this, and we're gonna put it in reset everything. Well, not we're gonna put it into. We have all of that. We have all of that, and input additional cost of activity. Input. Where do we have? All right, total hours. So input total hours spent on activity field. We are going to replace that right here with this right here. And let me move this up to here. And we're going to go to what was that error that I was getting? Input total hours spent on activity field. Why is that not working? Oh, I think I know why. Because it's already there. Okay, so let's get rid of that one. Let's go up one. And there goes. All right, cool. So we already had it there. So that's why that one is acting up. I'll move this one up as well. Let's move that one up under. That one. All right, so we have the total minutes. So now let's go and take the minutes increment. All right, and we're gonna go and take this one. Okay, go down to our reset. And we're gonna go to, so we have the total input, and then we have, I'll do right here for the minutes, and that's not the one that we want. Expect total hours to be this. So let's do a tap like 2 times. Let's do twice for this. Oh crap. Because we have the hours and then, well, I guess we can do last. Yeah, that's what we did. All right, so we have this. And that should be 2. And I'll probably create a loop for at some point for this one over here. But let's do 3. Let's do 3. Yeah, I'll probably do a loop at some point, but let's do like 4 of these for now. And then we'll just do, let me do to do. Create a loop where we can pass in how many times to click the arrow. Do the same thing for this one. All right. And we got that, we got that, we got that. So this should be like 4. This should be 2. And let's see, additional. All right, we got all that. Hopefully these calculate. Well, we'll have to, let me see. What is the, okay, what are we inputting up here? What are we inputting? We're starting off with 100K. Make sure our numbers are right. 1, 2, 3. And then this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 4. So 2359. These should stay the same. And then we get over to we don't need these anymore. Additional cost is 152577 and money made 2001. So the new value is 159.35. Activity time costs. So this is going to be 2359. And over here is going to be 15529.35. All right. And then let me just run it real quick. Tags, get rid of that one. And let's go to the reset, add it to the reset. Let me run that real quick, see what happens when we run it. All right, so where is it failing? Time spent activity 2. Okay. Expected nothing, actual here. Where'd that fail? I see where it failed at. So, okay, so it got all the way down over here. It says no following assertions was thrown. Reset button pressed. So all of this passed, so that's good. The following assertion was thrown when handling the gesture. No material localization found. Time cost calculated widget requires material localization to be provided by a localization widget ancestor. Which is different. Both strings start the same, but actual value also has to be the following. Interesting. So we're getting all the way to the reset, which is good. Assert. Reset all fields. And then click dialog. All right, so we have to actually do the dialog. So I guess we never finished this test. We have to do the dialog to confirm that it's resetting. But we will do that on Wednesday. We'll do that on Wednesday, right? Let's wrap it up for today.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
So that is our show for today. We will pick it up on Wednesday. You know, we have to adjust. We have to increment on the changes that we're making. But I think once we get this one to work, and so right now it's failing, we're going to fix the test to get it to pass to the point where it's failing for the right reasons. And then we're going to fix it. Then we're going to run it again and it's going to pass. And that way we should be comfortable and confident to deploy to Google Play Store and the Apple App Store and move on with our lives and figure out what we're going to do getting into 2025. On our way out, remember, we have Candid Conversations at noon. We have live Q&A tomorrow, and next year we're going to be getting into the penetration testing. We're going to be learning ethical hacking starting next year. I have the course that I'm taking on Udemy in the description. If anybody wants to tag along and learn with me, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of opportunities in ethical hacking. So, but yeah, that's it for today. Tune in at noon today. I'll see you in the chat over there. But with that being said, this is Tech Coach Ralph with another episode of Coffee and Kata. A beautiful, beautiful way to start the week. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. See you guys later. Take care, take care, take care.
Sun's up early, caffeine's a call. Ralph with tech news ready for all. Coding workouts getting us toned. By sunrise we'll be in the zone. Grab your Java, sip the brew. Headlines, tech tips just for you. Editing lines, making it tight. With every keystroke we see the light. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Push those reps in lines of code. Script the future fast and bold. From headlines deep to bites so bright, we're your guide to morning mics. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coding flows, camaraderie grows. News unfolds and insight flows. Minute by minute, heartbeats pace. Come join us at the daily race. CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind.